Hello, my friends. Today is the day. In my 50 years of living, I finally bought my first sketchbook, and I'm so excited that I'm going to actually break it in today. The amount of pressure I've put on myself with this has been just like unnatural, to say the least. Unhealthy, even. Anyway, I think it's going to be great. I love this little elastic thing. I love the finish on this. It's kind of like a faux suede. It was $5. I love that. Makes it a little bit less intimidating. And I've got some pens here. I've got a couple coffee mugs. Actually, don't worry, this is empty. I've already met my coffee quota today. But I got inspired by my coffee mug this morning. So, and I knew I had this coordinating one. So I got these in Colorado a couple years ago. But these are kind of my inspiration for my first page of my sketchbook. And I am just so excited to get started. And don't get me wrong, by excited, I was very nervous too, but okay, these pens, I've got a Sharpie pen, a couple Microns, a brush pen. You can use what you want. I would just suggest that you get a piece of watercolor paper, scrap paper, put some watercolor on it, and then let it dry, and then use whatever pen or marker you're thinking about doing, and then you can determine if that's going to be the look that you're going for. All right, let's just get right into it. I've had some wonderful artist friends on here being so encouraging, trying to help me get over this fear. And one of them suggested that I don't start on page one, that it's less intimidating to start like on page 5 or 7 or 10 or whatever. And I was really going to do that. But then I decided, no, I'm doing page one because I want to date these. So anyway, that's okay. I don't want them to be out of order. On the inside cover, though, I'm probably going to write my name, phone number in case I leave it behind, which is highly possible. All right, page one. Here we go. It was very scary. It was very scary. Don't get me wrong. All right. But I decided I'm just going to do three. I'm going to do three little kind of floral leafy things. And it's going to be very loose and very doodly and very not intimidating. So that's good. And the first color I'm using is I mixed together some blue and some black until I got the shade of blue that I was going for. And I really overworked this. I am going to be speeding this up because I went so slowly on this trying to get the shape that I wanted. It's just a rectangle with rounded corners. I really just thought about it a little too much, but that's okay. It's my first page. I'm giving myself some grace here. And I hope that you do the same for yourself. Or if you've done this before, give me some ideas. Help a girl out. I don't know, I think there's 48 pages here. I got 47 to go. The next color that I have obviously is green, but I mixed together some sap green and some burnt umber. So basically just mix together some green and brown to get kind of this nice olive green color. And just like the first one, I went way too slowly, and so I don't want to bore you. So that's why I'm speeding it up as I'm painting them in. And I will be doing a second coat on all of these. And my third color is a delicious yellow ochre. And I'm already a little bothered by the way that the yellow rectangle is lower than the other two. The green one's bigger than the blue one. The spacing, oh my goodness. It's okay. It is so okay, isn't it? Deep breaths. Just kidding. If you don't know me, I really am kidding. It does bother me a little, but I'm not losing sleep over it. Promise. So yellow ochre, yeah, there's a spacing. It's fine. It's good. Everything's going to be fine. All right, we're going to let this dry. And I let it dry mostly. They're all still pretty damp. Not pretty damp. They're all a little damp when I go in for the second coat, but that's just fine because it'll still darken up pretty nicely. So just putting a second coat on all three of them. And really I could have waited for these to dry and done a third coat, but I didn't because they're a little streaky, but I'm drawing over them. It's fine. All right, coming in with my Jelly Roll size 10 white gel pen and my size 5 Pigma Micron black pen, fine liner, whatever you call it. And for this first rectangle, I decided to start with my white gel pen just because I thought that white would pop very nicely against the blue. And I was right. I love it. And I'm going to draw something that maybe kind of sort of resembles like a dandelion when it gets to its fuzzy stage. I didn't research any of this, so I don't know the names of anything. But anyway, you know how you can blow on the dandelions and all the things fly off. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So I just started off with some little wispy stems off the stem. Yeah, that's my technical term. And obviously, none of these are going to be botanically accurate, if you will. I'm just doodling. And now I'm just coming in and just doing kind of like the letter V on each of these to give a couple extra little doohickeys. I don't know what they're called. And now just coming in and adding more little doohickeys. And really, you could just do like an asterisk at the end. You don't have to go in with the letter V and then add more, blah, blah, blah. You can just come in, do a little asterisk, or just start drawing little lines until it looks the way you'd like it to look. But I'll zoom in here so you can see what I'm saying if I'm not saying it clearly enough. Just adding little things. That one got a little long, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It is a sketchbook. Everything is final. Just kidding. I really did not stress out. It was more relaxing than I thought it was going to be. So that's nice. And now I am just going to go ahead and draw in some of these little wispy things as if they were flying off in the breeze or whatnot. Just make it a little more fun and add some movement and make it a little more whimsical. Yeah, just doing the same thing I did before, just adding all the little lines. I really like it. And also, to be honest, I am filling in the space because I didn't make it as tall as I would if I did it again. And that's okay. You just look at it, step back, add to it if you want to, leave it minimalist if you want to. It's all just a matter of personal preference and what looks good to you. All right, for this green one, I'm going to let some of this foliage or flowers or whatever it is, because I don't know what this second one is. I'm going to let some of it come out of the rectangle just for fun, just maybe added interest. It might really bother some people because maybe you're the type of person that's like, oh, I need to stay in the lines or whatever. I'm sorry. You might want to skip this part. Okay, so I am just drawing, obviously, a stem. All of these start with just a curved stem, and then I just kind of go from there. And I just added a couple other stems, and now I'm adding all these little stems and just putting little circles on them. I don't know of anything in nature that this resembles. If you do, let me know. Now just making some taller pieces there to fill in the space. And I like that for now. I do add something to it in a little bit. And for the last rectangle, I am going to take inspiration from this coffee mug. It's going to be a very simple little leafy thing. And coming back in with my white gel pen. And again, starting with a curvy little stem. And I'm going over it a few times because it just seemed to not be working properly. And I like these gel pens that I have. So I was just checking, like, is it still damp? It didn't feel damp, but it just happens sometimes. But I really do like these Jelly Roll. I think Sakura is the company. I don't have problems with these. And oftentimes with my white pens, I go over them a second time anyway, just so they're nice and bright and crisp. All right, just coming right on in and adding some simple leaf shapes. Or I guess they're leaves. Are they leaves or are they leaf shapes? We'll say leaf shapes because they're not accurate. I don't know what they are. All right, now just coming in, speeding it up because I'm just going over it a second time there. And yeah, doesn't that just brighten it up? I decided to add some white into the green rectangle so that it ties it in with the other two. And I'm just randomly coloring in little circles here and there. I'm not doing all of them. I'm not doing all of them mainly because I have some of those going out of the rectangle. And so I thought it would be weird to do all of them white on the inside and then leaving those, but maybe not, whatever. And then on the third one, I decided to just add a little line on each of the leaves. And I skipped one, just like I skipped one of the little dandelion thing over there. But I do catch both of those before the end. So, phew. Anyway, it's all good. Sometimes you just have to step back and then take a look-see. But there we have it. My first page is done. I'm so excited. I'm relieved. I'm happy. And like I said, I am going to date each of these pages, but I actually ordered one of those stamps from Amazon. It's a stamp that reminds me of the 80s because I used to go to my mom's office and play with her um, office supplies, and just like one of those old-fashioned stamps. I'll let you know on the second page. I'll have it in that video so you can see. But if you enjoyed this, if you want to follow along as I fill this sketchbook, I hope you'll subscribe. And I hope you'll join me too and start your first sketchbook if you've been putting it off. All right, see you in the next video.